The 105 freeway. We're headed westbound at the moment. This pursuit has been going, we've been following this for about 30 minutes now. It has spanned from the 110 freeway, exited in Chinatown, right on Hill Street, where we saw it going about 80 miles per hour through a really busy part of the city. It reversed course, and now it ended back up on the 110 freeway, headed southbound. Now we're on the 105, and we've already seen this driver reverse course once again. So it was going eastbound from the 110. Now we're headed back westbound towards the 110 once again. You can see the metro station right there.
All right, right now we are trying to establish a connection with our reporter there in News Chopper 4, Ryan Williams, as he continues to be overhead this chase of a stolen vehicle, reported stolen vehicle, and a driver who's believed to be armed. This chase, we first picked it up over the Dodger Stadium area near Chinatown. He drove on surface streets through Chinatown and then later downtown L.A. before hopping on the 110 freeway. And Kathy, the big concern here are the notable speeds here.
Notable speeds and the fact that you said he is armed right now. Police really are going to want to bring this to an end. Ryan Williams, let's check in with you again. Can you hear us at this point?
Yes,
Oh, great.
Kathy and Jonathan, I got you guys.
All right, so tell us what you've seen so far.
What we've seen from the sky here is just some really, really high rate of speed. It's hard to see just how many people are inside the vehicle, but when we were just a little bit higher above this, we could see that these weren't tinted windows. So we will be able to see this if we get this driver to turn around once again, as we've seen a little bit earlier in this pursuit, already on our second freeway.
This person is armed. What else can you tell us about why they are in pursuit right now, LAPD?
So initially, we are getting reports here in the helicopter of a stolen vehicle, but we just want to confirm those reports up here in the chopper. But what I can tell you is that these speeds are definitely dangerous. I mean, if not stolen vehicle, then reckless driving is definitely going to be added on.
Ryan, at this point, what do we know about how this pursuit started exactly and where it started?
At this moment, as you can see that LAPD airship in the shot, we picked it up on the 110 northbound, really right around the 110 and the 10, and that's where these speeds were going about 90 miles per hour, and from there, we really just seen this driver drive exceptionally recklessly. Thankfully, there really aren't that many other drivers out here on the road. I mean, there are a few, and we've seen some close passes just like that. But thankfully, on this Saturday, you know, the other things going on in Southern California, there's not as many people out on the road.
Yeah, what differentiates this from some of the other pursuits that we follow is this person isn't just trying to go along with traffic. They are desperately at each moment trying to evade police, weaving in and out of traffic, going at those excessive speeds, doing U-turns, and not obeying any traffic signals.
No, blowing through red lights when on the streets, and here weaving around cars. Even the officers there on the ground coming dangerously close to some of these, innocent drivers there on the freeway. And given that we are on the freeway, Ryan, is there any indication at this point, given that most of this chase has been on different freeways now, that the CHP would take over? We understand LAPD are in pursuit there on the ground, but with CHP, is there any talk about them taking over this chase, given that it's been on the freeway pretty consistently since we got over this chase?
Yeah, it's been some time. I mean, this driver has been reversing course, but CHP is getting over this. We're even hearing that the CHP plane is being brought into play here. So multiple different CHP units are getting into place to be able to pick up this driver.
And it's one of those situations where you really have to weigh, as a department, do you want to keep pushing this person on? Does it become too dangerous that you want to back up and just cover it from the air, or maybe just follow what they're doing and keep track of them? But no, they are staying right behind. And so when did you first get word of this? How long are we looking at from when this started, the first call that came in of a stolen vehicle?
From what we've seen, I mean, it's about been 35 minutes from now, from when we got overhead on this, and we're still getting more reports in here. Ooh, that was a really, really close call there, as he was kind of merging over. We're getting close to the 405, and I believe if he continues merging to the right, we're going to be going 405 freeway here. So this driver is actually headed southbound if he continues underneath, so he's going to be in a tunnel right now, but this tunnel is going to spit out right here on the 405 southbound in just a moment from what I saw there. So just give this a moment. We are near LAX, so our pilot is going to have to keep us a little bit further away from that restricted airspace. But from what I saw, yep, we'll pick it right back up. 405 southbound is where we're picking this driver right back up, and still at speeds over 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, sometimes that odometer is not keeping up. This driver clearly has hit, flirting with the 100-mile-per-hour mark several times throughout this chase. Needless to say, this is extremely dangerous. And to Kathy, your point, we've seen speeds slower than this where these departments will go into what's called tracking mode, right, where they'll only allow the chopper to follow just because they don't want to egg that person on. But you see here now they're getting back on surface streets. And where are we exactly right now, Ryan?
Yeah, so he's going to be exiting El Segundo. So this is the 405 freeway at El Segundo, and we're going to see pretty much. Normally, the rules of the road will only allow a right turn at that light. So he's going to be coming here underneath the 405 freeway on El Segundo. It's going to be headed eastbound. There is a chance that he hops back on the freeway here, but no. So yeah, it's just going to be continuing eastbound on El Segundo. So we're going to be surface streets here.
Okay, how many close calls would you say you have seen? We're holding our breath when we see that car get a little bit too close, but how many would you say you've seen since you've been following?
So since we've been following this so far, I've counted about 4 close calls. I mean, it really, most of them were on the freeway as this driver was really swerving, and yeah, that was really kind of the first time I've seen a few different running of red lights. And a few near side swipes with other vehicles. Thankfully, I haven't seen anything definitive yet. But when it gets on these side streets like this, it gets increasingly dangerous.
Yeah, and the options become fewer and fewer. It's really hard. You can't, you talk about spike strips. We've seen them try to do that. It seems like it would be too dangerous. You certainly can't pit a driver like this going at these speeds. So you just have to stay behind and hope that something happens, that nothing terrible, but something happens to bring this driver to a stop somehow or disable the car in some way.
Yeah, Ryan, the issue here is with these speeds and the inconsistent driving, this person's seemingly not knowing where they're going. They're not circling by any means. There really is, the only option is to just follow. The speeds are far too high for even a pit maneuver at most times.
That's it. That's exactly right. And then just even though it is a little bit, more quiet on the roads this weekend, we really are still seeing a bunch of other, there are other vehicles and those pit maneuvers with the driver going at this rate of speed. It's just dangerous for not only the officers, this driver, but other people that are around.
Any word how many people are in the car? I know you can't really get a good look inside, but are you hearing anything about how many?
At this time, we don't have a definitive report. We are on that passenger side, and I really, from the sky, didn't see another person in the vehicle, but we really don't know for sure.
Look how close that patrol car is right now to the driver, really following closely.
Yes, absolutely, and we're crossing over the 105 freeway once again. So this driver is really kind of poking around between the 105 and then the 110 that they were on earlier. But now, as you can see, our shot is going to get a little bit further because heading towards that restricted airspace near LAX.
Ryan is referring to that area where we're not allowed to fly, where incoming planes are coming into the LAX area, so we have to keep our distance. He will be using his doubler on his lens there to keep an eye on this chase and to continue following it for us. Again, this happened around 35 to 40 minutes ago when police picked up this red reported stolen vehicle. The driver believed to be armed right now. That is LAPD directly behind this vehicle.